Okay, welcome back, everybody. I'm using a microphone this time so you can hear me. Hopefully, this comes through loud and clear. We are going to be working on 3 different construction projects in Illustrator to learn how to use the tools and make stuff. And the first thing that we did was we made the door icon. And one thing that I forgot to do in the beginning of that was I forgot to have you set up some files for me, and I couldn't do that because I was at home when I was trying to do it, but let's do it now. So we're going to go to the Finder window, very first thing. And from here, you're going to go to your Multimedia 1. Whoops. Hey, we're going to go to your Multimedia 1 Semester 1 folder. And if you don't have the shortcut right now, you're going to do that by going to WO Storage 01. You're going to go to the students folder that has your name in it, and then navigate to Multimedia 1 Semester 1. And then we're going to make a new folder inside of here. So we can right click in this column, say new folder. And this is what the name is going to be right here. So I already have my folder there, so I'm going to move that one to the trash. Yes. It's going to be called 03 dot space capital M making, capital T things, capital I in, capital I Illustrator, making things in Illustrator. Watch out in the labeling here. I get a lot of people saying 0.3. It's not 0.3, it's 03 dot. That way we get the 01, 02, 03 lining up here in alphabetical order. Okay. Now inside of here, we're going to put our files for our project. So if you haven't done this already, download the Let's Design a Door icon, and that gives you this file right here that we used to create the last project. And if you followed along in the tutorial, you could see how to make a new artboard, and you could see how to combine the shapes together using the Pathfinder. We're going to learn a new tool in this project called the Shape Builder tool. I'm going to reposition some stuff here. Make a little noise. There we go. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to get our files into here. So we're going to add a new file to this. And we're going to do that by going to Canvas. And you can get to Canvas by logging into arms.esuhsd.org. And we're going to grab this one. It's called Let's Design a Robot. This is the one we're going to do today. So you can come over here to the 3 dots, hit the download button, and that file will be downloaded to your computer. To get to it, we're going to open the Finder window. Remember, we have one of our Finder windows is going to be pointing to our new folder that we made. You can press Command N and bring up a new window. So that's N as in Nancy. And then here we can go to Downloads, and you'll see this file. It says Let's Design a Robot. It looks like this, and it has the .ai. That stands for Adobe Illustrator, not artificial intelligence. And what we can do is just take this from our Downloads folder. We can drag this and put it into our Making Things in Illustrator folder. And now you'll see we have 2 files here. We have Design a Door icon, and now we have Let's Design a Robot. And to open this, at this point, you can just double click on this, and it's going to bring up this scene. And what you can see is on this side, this is the finished product right here. I'm going to have you do more to it, but that's just what the robot looks like. And let's just take a look at it really quickly and see what kinds of shapes that we see in here. So I see circles and triangles and rectangles, and these are called rounded rectangles when we see the corners rounded like this. And then we see these complex shapes here. So these guys are a little bit more complicated. Let's see if I can find one of them. Let's isolate this one. What you'll notice is they're all cut out, so it's a very complicated shape. It has 2 circles with a circle cut out and then connected by a rectangle. And we're going to learn how to make all this stuff in this project. And this is going to lead you to making your own stuff. Now, if we look over on this side here, you will see a template and all the pieces that go into making it. So we see rounded rectangles, we see regular rectangles, we see circles with the center cut out, and we see a demo of the project. Now, before you get any crazy ideas, if you attempt to copy what I have already made, I will know. So do your own work. It's really important that you do your own work in this and that you learn how to use these tools, because what we learn in this project goes into all the rest of the stuff that we do. So take the time, figure it out, okay? Watch this tutorial, watch it again, watch it one more time after that. Let's take a look at how the process goes here. So in here, I think, let's turn this off, yeah. So this layer has all of the pieces for making this, including this layer. And the first thing I'm going to have you do is I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to have you click on, with the drawing layer selected, I'm going to have you click this button here that says create a new layer. And this new layer is going to go above right here. If you noticed on this side, I deleted the rounded rectangle and the triangle and this complex shape from the template. I'd like you to do that as well before we go any further. So take this out, and this out, and just delete them. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lock this layer down. We're also going to lock down the guides in the background, so this is going to keep these things from moving. In the next section, we're going to double click on the name, and we're going to type in my drawing. Okay, so it's drawing, and then yours is going to be called my drawing. And to get started, we're going to make some basic shapes. So the first shape I see is a rectangle, and I can select the rounded rectangle if I just go in here and hold the button down over the rectangle tool, and then come right here and select the rounded rectangle tool. Now if I move my cursor carefully, you'll see this intersect come up. That's going to be your starting point for this. And if we click and drag, look at that. That rectangle fits pretty well right there. So we get that rounded rectangle look. Next, we want to change the shape of this a little bit. So let's grab our arrow tool, and we're just going to grab these anchor points right here. See these little circles inside of here? These are called corner widgets, and they allow you to round the corners. So we're going to round this rectangle so it looks about like this. And let's take that and move it over here. Fits pretty well. Okay, next tool, we need to make a triangle here. So again, we're learning how to make basic shapes here. The triangle is a polygon, and so we're going to grab our polygon tool, and we're going to click one time right here. We're going to make a three-sided polygon, and then we're going to press OK. Boom. Now if you need to resize, this is an important one to note. Hold the Shift key while you resize. If you don't, your triangle will be going all over the place. So hold the Shift key as you resize it. There we go. Okay, now we're going to get into what's called the compound shape, and this is where the real lesson is today. Okay, so I have three things in here. I have a circle, a triangle, and two rectangles. And we're going to join these things together. So I'm going to start out with just drawing my ellipse. Now, with the ellipse, I'm going to aim for the center of the circle. I'm going to hold the Shift key and the Option key at the same time. See that little target change? And this says when I click and drag now, make the circle expand from the center. Make it as big as you need to. Take your fingers off the mouse before you let go of the keyboard. Okay? Next step, we're going to make a polygon, another triangle. Click one time. Here's the triangle. What's wrong with that triangle? It doesn't fit in this space. So here's an opportunity for you to distort. We're going to change the size of it. Just grab the corner, place it over the top. It's a little too tall. Let's bring it in from the edges a little bit too. Something like that. And then I'm I'm going to press M for the rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw a rectangle across here. So when I press the letter M, it selects this tool, and you can tell that because it shows the shortcut right here. Letter M, rectangle tool. Okay, I'm going to draw that, and then I'm going to draw this. Bam. Okay, now here's the lesson. I want all three of these things to act like one thing. So we're going to select all three of them. You can see the outline of them. Here's the circle, here's the triangle, here's the rectangle. And then we're going to grab this tool right here. It looks like this. It's called the Shape Builder tool, and the shortcut to get to it is holding the Shift key and tapping the letter M. So Shift M selects the Shape Builder tool. If you watched a little tutorial right here with the Shape Builder, it shows you that you can create new shapes by dragging this tool across the components of different shapes, and it will join them together. It will also subtract shapes from each other as well, and I'll show you how both of those things are done. So the first one is, if you move this across, you'll see all the shapes where the overlaps happen. They change color, right? And you'll see this is what's active. By default, the cursor has a little plus sign next to it. If you hold the Option key, it changes to a minus sign. So plus, minus, that's the Option key. We want to add these together. So to add them, we just click and drag across all the pieces that we want, and those become one shape. Okay? So now we have this piece and this piece. I'm going to hold the Shift key to select both of them, Shift, and then I'm going to group them together. Okay, so now that is one shape. And you'll see in my drawing here, that's a group. I have polygon up here. This is a polygon, and this is a polygon, many-sided object. And the next step is I'm going to take a copy of this, and this is going to become my this is going to be the top of this guy's head. So this is the little antenna that's on top of his head. If you want to copy this, hold the Option key. A lot of Option key going on here. Check it out. I'll zoom in here. I'm going to hold Shift and Option to change the size of this, to kind of position it right here. It's pretty close. This is just a template right here. We're going to use this to create our robot. Now, if you want to grab just this thing, you'll notice that these things are connected to each other. So you could ungroup them really quickly, grab a copy of this with the Option key again. Remember, I need two of them. I see two of them out here. And then we can take this and rotate it. Now, as we rotate, this is important to note, we want to hold the Shift key down, and it'll keep it in 45-degree increments. And then I can place this one here, hold the Shift key, rotate this one the other direction, boom. This one has a rounded rectangle over the top. So let's start out, actually I'm going to start out with the circles for the eyes here. So you see there's two circles that overlap. I'm going to aim for the center here and draw, let's draw the first circle, and let's draw another circle right over the top of that, like this. Okay, so we have both circles. Now those aren't aligned to the center with each other, so with both of them selected, we're going to go to our Properties panel, and we're going to align their center this way. So this says align their center side to side. This says align their center top to bottom. And now those circles share the same center. Let's copy this. While they're both selected, hold the Option key, drag to the side, place it where you need it. Okay. Let's drag out a rounded rectangle here. So again, looking for where the corner might be, dragging this out, looks about like that. Okay, here's the trick. Let's select all of these. Now notice I have my black arrows selected. I'm going to start down here. I'm going to click and drag up. You don't have to surround everything, but you need to touch everything that you want to select. And that means that I have all three of, I have this circle set and this circle set and this rectangle selected here. I'm going to press Shift M for the Shape Builder, and then I just want to subtract this circle in here. So as I move across it, you see it comes highlighted. Option, click one time to cut that piece out. There we go. That's it. And right now those things are separated from each other. We can select it all and group those together. And then repeat the process. Going this way. Let's do this one right here. Let's do the ellipse again. I'm going to put it right about here. Shift and Option. Let's do that again. Shift and Option. I should have done the inside one first. I take that back. Let's do it like this. Shift and Option. You have to do it a little bit off center, otherwise it'll try and put it right on top and select the other one. But then we'll select both of these, align them, center and center. And let's just go with that for right now. We can make a copy of that. Hold the Option key, bring it down here. Hold Shift and Option to change the size here without distorting and keeping it in a circular shape, okay? Next, let's grab the rectangle tool, and we're going to drag that down across so that we connect both pieces. In the next step, we're going to select all of this like this, and we're going to add some pieces together, and we're going to subtract some pieces. So first off, I'm going to press Shift M, and I'm going to join the pieces that I want together. So this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. That's what I want. And then I want to subtract these. So hold the Option key down, click and drag, and that's how we get that complicated shape right there. Hold the Option key, drag it to the right. Let's work on the rest. Okay, so this is going to be, again, rounded rectangle. I'll put it right about here, drag it out. Looks good. I have another rounded rectangle right here that looks like this. But there's some other things here too, so let's select those. There's this little rectangle right here. I'm going to just go like this and draw this. And I'm going to make it a different color so that I can identify it later. And then let's do this one here too. M for the rectangle tool. We'll make these two things right here. Let's work on an arrangement right now. Okay, so I'm going to select both of these things, bring them up here. That works, so I can see both of these things here. Let's select all of these. I chose this same color as the outline here. You want to make sure that all of those are selected at the same time. So I'm going to switch it back to white so you can see I have everything selected at the same time. First off, Shift M, I'm going to join these pieces together. Then I'm going to subtract these two pieces right here. All right. Continuing on, we have a circle. I'm going to do, it's the same process here. One circle, two circles, align the circles. Align them. Click, click, Shift M, subtract the center. Zooming out, hold the Option key, reposition. Great. Let's do the rounded rectangle right here. Rounded rectangle. There's one. All I need to do is make one. Then I grab my selection tool, shortcut letter V, hold the Option key, duplicate. This is the easiest way to do this. Duplicate, duplicate. You can choose these and align these as well, so line them up with each other. Select both objects, hit the Align button. Finally, we're going to go here. Zzz. That's the sound of me drawing. Zzz. And I like to make sound effects when I draw, I don't know why. Next, let's take this whole thing and group it together. Command G. I'm going to change the color of it so it stands out against this artboard that I have over here. This is where I want you to design your stuff, is right here. Let's grab this character that we've just created, put him in here. Let's ungroup everything, and here's where your design work starts. So you can change the size of him, make sure you hold the, or her, it. You can resize it holding the Shift key. Make sure that you hold the Shift key so you don't do this, and this is not holding the Shift key, this is holding the Shift key down. If you hold the Option key at the same time, it will change size towards the center. Good to know. And then go through and select the pieces and recolor your character here. Give it a name. Come up with a story behind this character. What is this character's story? Maybe you want to go with dark colors. Maybe you want to go with light colors. Remember, you can press the letter I and sample a color from a different area. So if you want everything to match one object, just select it, press the letter I, and you can sample that color. We're going to add a background to this. So sorry, just doing a little check in there. We're going to add a background to this. This one's just going to be a small character. Here's a rectangle over the top. I want to make sure it goes from edge to edge, like this. And then here's a great place to learn about this other tool. I'm going to change the color of this a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit darker with it. This rectangle that I drew, if you look in the layers, it's over the top of everything that I have there. And you can't see anything. So what you can do is use the arrangement tool in the quick actions in the properties panel. So you select this, you hit arrange, and then this menu comes up. We want to say send to the back, and that goes into the back there. All right. Next thing, you can add other elements to this. I'd love to see you get a little bit more creative. As somebody said, spice it up a little bit, you know? So come up with something, give it a little flavor. How will you modify this? Bringing in something from the last project. Let's go to select this, arrange, send to the back, but now it's behind everything, including the background. So if you look inside of your layers, by the way, you can open these up. If you click this button right here, you can see all the objects that are in that layer. Here's that rectangle. I'm just going to move it up here. Boom. Color's off because I can't see anything. Let's find the right color. What is the right color? Kind of like that right there. I think I would go in and change this a little bit. Let's find the right colors for the right job. And that takes time. Finally, give your robot a name. My robot's name is going to be, I'm going to click one time. It's going to be Nash Vegas. Nash Vegas. Actually, let's do this. Nash, and then I'm going to select a light color for it. I'm going to grab the right font for it. Remember, it's got to be the right font, guys. You can't just choose some random font. It's got to be the right font for the project. I kind of like this one, Adriana Bold, extra bold. Nash. And then I'm going to change the size of this. This is going to be Nash. I'm going to copy this. Vegas. Nash Vegas. That's Nash's nickname. If you could guess. I'm going to align it. Ooh, I like that. I like how this is all going together. I got text. I've got a name here. I have, I have alignment happening here. Nash Vegas. And then I'm going to add one more piece of text right here. I'm going to say Nash Vegas Super Bot. Sample that same font. I think with this one, Adriana Extra Bold, I think I need to change it. I'm going to make it oh, I like this one. This is a different font. I'm going to stretch out the tracking for this character. And then I'm going to move this off to the side like this. Oh, actually, no, that doesn't work. Excuse me. I'm going to put this off to the side and line up the T with the side of the S. Las Vegas Superbot. All right, I think I'll change the color here too. Probably change the color of these two. No, I take it back. I like the pink, but maybe, oh yeah, that melon color is a little bit better. Let's see how that goes. Okay, the last thing that I need in this is, now you can put your text anywhere, by the way. Your text could go up here. Maybe it's smaller. So hold that shift key while I change the size, Mr. Cross. Otherwise it distorts. I'll make it a little bit smaller. Las Vegas Superbot. Let's see, I think I need that to be a little bit smaller now. Lined up on the side. I'm going to center, I think I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to center everything here. That's the sound of aligning. Okay, finally, here's the last thing, last piece. Grab your what's in a name, your favorite first, last. Copy it, bring it back here. Copy it, by the way, copy, Command C. Select it, Command C, bring it back here, Command V to paste. That's way too big. Make it small. Right by Mr. Cross. Look, I'm going to make it overlap down here in the corner. And that's a Multimedia One project brought to you by Multimedia One. You could split the difference between the colors there, or you could overlap. Maybe it's down here in the corner. Ooh, aligned with the side of this object here. Maybe you get more flashy with your text. What might you do? Maybe you want to expand and create outlines. That's this button right here. Bottom of the properties panel, create outlines. Let's put a stroke on the outside. Let's make it like an orange color. Ooh. Too much the same. Too much the same. What's the right color? I think a little bit lighter. Okay. Now, a little bit finer. Let's zoom in on this section so we can see it. And then finally, hit the stroke button. Set that to the outside, so it's not obliterating the letters. Not bad, not bad. I think maybe blue. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I like the purple with the orange outline. That's cool. Maybe I'll change this to orange too. See all this color choice. This is our next thing we're going to do, is talk about color. So there's my bot. It has a name. It's designed. It has my name on it, and it's also designed. I'm going to make this one less important, right? I want to see this first. We could group all these things together. So hold the shift key, select all these. Oops. Select the shift key, and then group it. And then maybe make it a little bit bigger. Oh, there we go. I like that. Bam, that's the right size, and it kind of fits in the space right here. Like that. That gives me a little space to move this around. This needs something else behind it. Let's hold the Option key and make a copy of it. And then I'll make this one in the back a little bit darker. Nah, I don't like it. Undo it. Let's add a stroke around the outside. Right, there we go. What are my options? Let's increase the size. Let's put the stroke on the outside of the shape. There we go. Let's play around with the color. That's the inside. That's the fill. I don't want to do that. I want to put the stroke at the front. Oh, I like that. That's a good color scheme. I'm cool with that. Something about the robot's colors needs to change too, but I'll let you work on that. When we're done, save your work, Command S. And by the way, that's saving into your folder. You can also do this, File, Save As, and make sure you're getting a copy going to Creative Cloud as well. Press save. So now you'll see this little cloud document here as well. And then finally, to post this, we're going to go to File, Export, Export As, and we're going to choose Use Artboards. Now, the range that we're after, we don't want all of the artboards. We just want the one that we're working on, and that's number 2. So we'll go to Range and type in 2 right here. Where do you want to save this to? This goes into your Multimedia 1 folder, Making Things in Illustrator. Export it. Make sure it says Let's Design a Robot. It's going to be .png. Make sure that this is what you're seeing. It should say resolution 300 ppi. If it does not, change it. And then press OK. Finally, you're going to go to Canvas. You're going to go to Assignments. And you're going to look for the Let's Design a Robot assignment and attach the the PNG file to it and turn that in for a grade. Okay, that concludes the tutorial. Let me know if you need help.